G'day, here's the two new metrics that no one in the spa business is talking about. Each industry tends to have their own preferred set of metrics by which they measure the businesses within it. In the spa business, for example, we have metrics such as capture rate and average check and therapist utilization. The list goes on and on. But there's two particular metrics that are often used in subscription type businesses that never really get talked about in the spa industry, but I actually think there could be some value in us using them. And those two metrics are CAC and LTV. Now, CAC stands for cost of acquisition, essentially the cost of acquiring a new customer, whereas LTV stands for the lifetime value of that customer. And so the goal, of course, is to ensure that the lifetime value is higher than acquiring that customer. And in theory, once you've got that balance right, that balance of acquiring the customer right, then what you should be doing is now doubling down on it, because you know that whatever cost you spend on acquiring a customer is going to end with more value to you. So I think it's something that we don't really talk about in the spa industry. I do think there's some merit in it. It's a little bit tricky perhaps, but I think what it does do is give you a discipline about what you're spending your marketing and advertising and promotional dollars on. Because I think way too often we basically spend money on promotional activities, but we don't necessarily track the cost of those things versus the return. I know a lot of people do, but I also know a hell of a lot that don't. And more importantly, we kind of stop at that promotion. What we don't think about is how much lifetime value that customer represents to us. And of course, in the hotel spas, it's sometimes a bit harder because oftentimes we're not seeing the guest again. But nonetheless, I think what you need to factor in is the cost that you're spending on acquiring a customer versus the lifetime value that they represent to you. And if you've got a handle on that, I think you've got a pretty good handle on your business and more importantly, on how to acquire new valuable customers. Would love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Is anybody actually tracking CAC or LTV in their spa business? Would love to hear it. Alrighty, thank you for tuning in. I will be back again tomorrow. See ya.